So in this video we're going to create a UI system that's going to display on screen, update the scores so that it's not displaying or updating only in the output anymore. We're also going to update the lives, and we'll add a little extra to the player character that I missed while creating it the first time around. Okay, so let's get started. First thing we need to do is create our UI system or screen, right? So let's go to scene, new scene, other node, and we're going to search for a canvas layer, just like that. We're going to go ahead and rename it to be UI. Right, I'm going to do things a little bit differently than maybe some other folks, but I'm going to, instead of adding texture layers, I'm just going to add the animated sprite. Whoops. An animated sprite 2D. Not animated. Whoops, sorry, just the sprite 2D. My apologies, because I don't need it animating. I'm just gonna press Control D to duplicate it. I'm gonna rename this first one to be lives icon, and the second one will be the score icon. Going to go ahead and just add these now. So where it says texture, we want to drag in our player with having our lives icon selected, just like that. I'm actually gonna move it down, kind of centered a little bit, and I'm going to increase the size of it to about 3, and you'll see why in a second. The score icon is going to be the gems that we're collecting, so I'm going to grab one of those and add that in. I'm also going to change the scale to 3, like so, and put it about right there. Now the reason why I'm doing this is because it's going to show up really small in our level, so I'm going to test it out so you can see it. But first we need to save our scene. Let's go ahead and make sure you're on your scenes folder and make sure you name it UI, because that's what this is. And we're going to add it real quick by clicking on the instantiate child scene, and adding our UI. You see I had a test one here that wasn't really panning out. Let's go ahead and put that back right there. We're going to delete this one. And if we press play, 3 might be actually too big, but actually no, that's perfect. So it's right there. That's with 3, right? And it's still pretty small. It's not too huge. It's not overtaking the screen, right? Now let's look at it if it was at its original size. So I'm just gonna select both of these, reset the scale so you can see it. And yeah, they're really far apart. That's fine for right now. I just want you to see how small. So now look how tiny they are, right? And for me, that's just too small. You guys may like that. That's going to be totally up to you. That's not my thing. I'm going to go ahead and leave these at 3. That's good for me. All right, click on UI. Go ahead and right click, and we're going to add a child node. This time we're going to add a VBox container. I'm actually going to move that guy over this way. I'm going to add 3 labels to it. So search up label, add that, and then duplicate. This label right here is going to be the lives label. This is going to be a little padding that I'm adding in. It won't really affect anything negatively. There's not going to be anything in it. This can be our score label. Alright, so our lives need to be free by default. Our score needs to be 0 by default. And I'm going to increase these as well to about 48. Like so. Let's go ahead and right align these. And we'll move this box up a little bit. looks about right. All right. So if you're just following along with me directly, then here's, let's see, the transform changes if you want to keep those, or you can align them the way you want. This one just works for me specifically. All right. What we're gonna do now is, now that it's safe, let's go ahead and check how it looks. Yeah, that's perfect for me. So Alt F4 to close that real quick. Alright, let's go ahead and update our global script, shall we? So go ahead and go to scripts. Make sure you click on your global script here, okay, in your list. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to add our variable for our lives. Integer equals 3. We'll go ahead and leave the print score, but we do need to create a couple of signals, right? So the first signal is going to be score updated, new score, and signal lives updated, and it's going to pass new lives. There we go. Alright, what we're going to do is we are going to add a new line here. There we go. Score updated, and we're going to have it emit a score. Right. And then we need to create a function use life, and that indentation should not be there. I don't know why I did that. Alright, and we're gonna go lives minus equals 1, and lives updated dot emit lives. There we go. That's gonna emit a signal to update the lives portion of the code, of the UI. Alright, now press Control S to save all that, and the next thing we're going to do is create a UI script. So click on your UI, right click and attach a script, or you can just press the button here. Right, make sure that you are saving it in your scripts folder, and go ahead and open that guy up and press create. Alright, in here we're going to do a few things. So we need to add some labels, so our variables, so add on ready variable, it's going to be score underscore label equals, and we're actually going to make this equal to our score, so drag that in right there. And then the next thing we're going to do is at on ready variable lives underscore label equals, and we're going to drag in our lives variable here, or lives label right there. We need to create a few new functions for it before we do anything else, but we don't need physics process because there's no physics involved in this. First function we're going to create is the update score, and it's going to pass a new score of type integer and score label dot text. It's going to equal score, and it's going to equal, sorry, the storage of the new score. So store and new score, like that. And then we're going to create another function. It's going to be update lives. It's going to be new underscore lives. It's going to be the variable name. It's going to be a type of integer. And then lives, label not libly, it's label. Sorry, I gotta learn how to type, or spell rather. I know how to type. New underscore lives, just like that. And up here in our ready function, we're gonna do a few things. All right, so remove the pass line because you don't need that. We're gonna connect our global score. Actually, we want score updated dot connect, and we're gonna pass our update score, and then we're gonna do global dot lives underscore updated dot connect. We're gonna go update lives, and then here I'm gonna say update score or update lives, doesn't matter, global dot lives, and then update score global dot score. There we go. And go ahead and save this out. Now we already got that up there, so let's go ahead and press let's just see what happens. All right, press play. All right, there we go. There's that. The score's updating. Does it update the lives? Not yet, and that's just because we got to add something to it, and that's fine, but we got the score updating. It's even saving the score. I don't know. Mario kind of resets things. It's up to you guys. If you want it to reset, let me know in the comments. If you want it to just save the score and continue on, then that's cool too. Alright. So, now that we got that, let's go ahead and make sure that the lives is actually being updated when the player dies. Alright, in our player function, or not function, player's script, right? We have our death function. So we need to change a few things and add a few things. So what we're going to do is right here, we're going to call the global, we made the lose life, right? Yes, we did. We need to call that in our player controller. So global dot lose life, right? And that's gonna call that function from our global script. And all this right here, we're gonna put in an if statement. So if global dot lives is greater than 0. Alright, oops. And then we're gonna just take all of this stuff right here. Oops, all of this stuff right here, tab it over, and then else. And for right now, we're gonna have it print word game over. And I think that'll do it. So let's go ahead and press play and test that out. And it does. So we just went from 2 to 1. Let's go ahead. And now we're at, or 3 to 2. Now we're at 2 to 1. And let's go ahead and make sure that it prints game over. We're at 0, so let's go ahead and there it is, game over, right? Alright, what we'll do is when we create a game over screen and we get to menus, then it'll go to that. We'll have that added in. The next thing that I really want to do is add a death if the player falls a certain distance. So inside of our physics process, I don't know where I want to put it. Moving slide should be fine. And all we're going to do is simply just type if position dot y is greater than 250, because remember, in Godot, down on the y is positive, up on the y is negative. Not sure why they did it like that. It is what it is. We're going to call the function die. So now, if we restart, and there's the death. Alright, so that's it in this video. Awesome job. Now we have a fully functioning UI system with icons for the score and lives, real-time updates. We corrected the death, or not corrected, we added the falling death, and we updated the death so that it functions, so that it actually, takes care of the lives aspect on the UI. If you found this helpful, go ahead and like, subscribe, drop a comment. If there's anything that you want to see in future videos, because we only got probably about 6 or 7 more videos left on this one, go ahead and let me know. Until then, make more games.